Hey, all folks. Now more items of evidence, exhibits, have been produced to outsiders. In this case, it is through Court TV, who received one of these USB sticks. A few of these are the matching shell casings according to the prosecution's firearms examiner. Let's go through them because I have a few words to say. Welcome to the show. All right, these are the 5 items which the prosecution's toolmark analyst claims makes it a match. Now, I have said this in prior videos and streams. What she is doing here, that toolmark analyst, is, according to testimony in court, she could not do a match by just cycling the cartridge. Remember, the cartridge found between the girls in the dirt was only cycled, not fired. She could not find enough markings to make a match. So she decided to fire a cartridge in order to get some result. And these here are the results of that, where she claims these are a match. Let's go through them one by one. First of all, here, let's make that a bit bigger. The claim is here that these scratches here are identical. Let's look at this. They are roughly, that one is roughly at the same place, but not the same angle in my mind, in my opinion. Here is just one ridge. Here there are several markings. Here it's an odd thing. Here it's 3/4 of a swastika. I don't know. And then somehow this here, the claim is identical to that one. In my opinion, similar. There are similarities. Similarities does not equal a match, in my opinion. Let's draw out this a bit. Now I need you to look at the 2 different pictures here. First of all, it's not the same resolution. So in order to even get those similar scratches, she had to use different resolutions. There's different lightings. And folks, I have to remind you, when they do this comparison, it's a microscope where they put the two images together and twist and turn until they found something that resembles a match. It's static. The lighting is static. The controls should be static. The resolution should be static. Different resolution, and in my opinion, you can also see it's different kind of lighting. In my opinion, if you think I'm absolutely wrong and believe that these are identical, go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me that these are identical enough for a match. In my opinion, no. Are there similarities? Yes, but similarities, if all you have are similarities, that means can't exclude. Can't exclude. Let's check the next one. Here is the next one. Now, this is better until, again, look at the picture here on the left side, compare with there is an enormous change in lighting. Enormous, in my opinion. Again, if you claim I'm wrong, just tell me. But that tells me that this part here, which with the claim these are identical, yeah, but if you have to change the lighting in order to find these somewhere, then again, are they identical anymore? No, not if you have to change the lighting to get the effect that is shown here. But here I say, okay, sure, these look very similar. Let's check the next one. Here I'm not sure what the claim is supposed to be. Let's look closer. Let's look closer. What here is supposed to be the similarities? Is it how the shadows or the lighting? But again, look at these two. It's a slight but distinguished change in resolution between the two. If you have to change the resolution and the lighting in order to get a match, it's not a fucking match. Even with the claims this absolute lunatic of a toolmark analyst, no. Similarities? Yeah, but if you are actively looking for some similarities, you will always find similarities. The difference here is, can you be an objective analyst and say, this is definitely a match? And in my opinion, if this is the standard that toolmark analyst has for matches, definite matches, then I wouldn't trust her with scooping ice cream. Let's check the next one. Again, difference in lighting, but here it is this one that we are supposed to look at. Again, what are we looking at exactly? Some grooves somewhere. I don't even, this for me is just, I don't know what I'm looking for. What is it, this lower part here? Yeah, but if you're looking for these kinds of dents, you see them everywhere. But according to this toolmark analyst, this is what makes this an absolute match. And folks, this is toolmark analysis. Out of these 5 or 4, to be honest, 1 I could see clear similarities. Does that make this a match? No, because again, as I said in the beginning, you have to compare apples with apples. If the cartridge found is a cycled cartridge, you only compare with cycled cartridges. She had to fire and compare a fired shell with a cycled cartridge. The amount of heat that is produced changes the metal on a molecular level. You cannot compare a fired shell with a cycle cartridge. For me, once this examiner or analyst said she could not find good enough markings to make a comparison with cycled cartridge with another cycled cartridge, that should have been the end of it. But this is, in my opinion, one of these toolmark analysts that wants to find something that resembles matches, and she went overboard to be able to sit on the stand and tell a jury that this is a match. Even with that, out of these 5 examples, I only find one that is similar enough for me to even consider, and that is nowhere near a match. Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. So I don't remember who that toolmark analyst was in this trial, but whoever you are, come forward, admit you were lying. You are not good enough at your job to determine if it is a match or not. Come forward and tell the world that you are unethical, that you are doing your job not to produce evidence by a certain standard. You went in there with the opinion, I have to find a match to help the prosecution, because that is what you did. You were just, bad. You might think you're a good person who, I helped the prosecution throw a man in prison. That's not your job. Your only job was to objectively examine the evidence, and you failed. Absolutely failed. Now, if you guys out there tell me, Nick, you're absolutely wrong, all those 5 examples you showed us, that was the items of evidence shown to the jury, are absolute matches, tell me in the comment section and tell me why you believe so. I think you're wrong. I think you're dead wrong. And I think that the prosecution against Rick Allen was unethical, immoral, and wrong. Thank you guys for listening in. Have a good one, and I will see you in the next stream or video. See you. Bye-bye.